But not to the buffet table. decarlosdanger.com, where no matter your political persuasion, everybody can laugh at a little wiener joke. Good morning, everybody. It's about 10:20 a.m. here, Mountain Standard Time, and always sunny and always tyrannical Sierra Vista, Arizona. Sitting here this morning trying to figure out what to talk about, and it's almost comical. Life, if you can just watch some people work, it really is a comedy of errors to a lot of folks. It isn't. I don't know if they can't figure out that they did it wrong the first time, or they just don't give a crap. I mean, if you didn't do it right the first time and you're trying to rebuild something and do it correctly, then I can respect that. But if you're just going through the motions to go through the motions because that's what you've been taught all of your life, or you think you've been taught all of your life, or you've been strategically taught that all of your life to keep you enamored with, I don't know, failure of some sort, or just the insanity of going in a circle continuously. I don't know. I have a hard time swallowing those pills anymore. Being a submariner, I was a hamster for months at a time. If you really figure it out or think about it, they manage the amount of air, the amount of food, the amount of water that I ate. I mean, that I consumed, amongst others, in a sewer pipe. Moving on to bigger and brighter and happier things in the world. Oh, is there anything? This guy on YouTube, I don't know if anybody's listened to him. I've made some recommendations in the past. His name is Steve Motley. He's a retired Marine up in Boise, Idaho. There's another fella, Jordan Sather. He has a station called Destroying the Illusion. He's on Spot. Steve and I talk. I can see Steve and I having a beer or something, whatever, and more or less just kind of, yep, I see that, right? Yep, I can see how you get to that point. And he's sharp, man. And Jordan Sather is really sharp too. He's very intuitive and being able to put a lot of things together. They both make it easier for me to speak because I really don't know what I should say or can say because I don't know what's out in the public. Available to the public, and I don't want to do anything that I said I wouldn't do. So don't want to violate any ethical standards that I have set for myself in the past. How's that? I was talking to a friend of mine last night. He's a retired senior cheese. He's an operations specialist. He called himself the submarine hunter. I called himself unemployed. See if you had any interest in getting together and sitting down and chatting over, I don't know, beer or whatever, and just bullshitting about stuff in the Navy. His initial was no. And then by the end, of course, 2 beers later, yeah, I'll do about whatever. That's pretty much the way alcohol works. So, with that in mind, that is a possibility. Highly doubtful, but it could occur. Oh, yesterday, the city council members had a meet and greet at the public library, which is their effort in accomplishing goal number 1 that they had, which is in creating greater public interest or public participation in the political process, I guess. So they're doing their part. So they think. It actually coincides with a similar trend from last year, which nobody will think about because they won't push back enough the way to see the way things operate. Is that there's a natural. Not only does the government to get all of the federal holidays, but the calendar is manipulated in a way that we lose 1, 2, possibly 2 to possibly 3 city council meetings, and therefore work sessions, because you don't have a work session unless you have a need for a council meeting, I would imagine. But I'm not privy to the way that stuff works out. But it's just the way, like bike racks came out last year and didn't get any public feedback, and they passed it after everybody gave feedback saying, whoa. So similar trend, guys. Big group, the largest grasp of the year, if you haven't figured that out yet, is going to be always going to be the November release, or the November council meeting is going to ask for the most because there's no public meetings. The second part of November because of Thanksgiving, and then you only have one in December, so you get hit it or if you miss it. So if you're not really paying attention, they'll pull the wool over your eyes and just shove stuff down your throat. But they're just doing their job. Okay, that is their job. Their job is to advance the cause at all costs. I get it, right? Oh, but yeah, whatever. Who's the person that put me in this box without no beer? Where's the beer? Where's the beer? Get me out of here! Carlos is here. And we'll spend the last 3 minutes here talking a little bit about entertainment. You know, a lot of folks have had a hard time with the No Fun League and the players not standing up for the anthem of the national. And you know what? I understand why people would be perturbed. However, has anybody taken the time to look up the U.S. flag code? Are the flags that these people are not standing for, are they properly displayed by the United States flag code? With great confidence, I say no, they're not displayed in a proper method equal to or greater than the United States flag code. So therefore, those folks in costumes who are entertainers pretending to be warriors because they're going to war, they're going to play a game of war. Jeez, oh Pete, these people, all you, it's dissent. That's all it is, guys. This country is, if the land of, you cannot have dissent in the land of liberty, I don't know where you can have dissent at. It's almost, I mean, it brings up to the, yeah, well, I'm sticking with the football. Because this land of liberty stuff in land of liberty not allowing dissent kind of chaps my buttocks if you ain't put 2 and 2 together yet. And then on football, professional football, the Cleveland Browns are still perfect. They haven't won a game. They've won a couple games in a couple seasons. I'd like to thank my sexy smoking hot wife for turning me back onto the NFL for, I don't know, a game. When we moved here, she had DirecTV Sunday tickets, so we got to watch she got to watch the Browns games until she realized that there is more to the world than football out here in the desert. It is entertainment back home because everybody's stuck. Everybody's a shut-in because it's cold outside, and it's entertainment, right? Oh, excuse me. And moving on to the most glorious form of football, that of the competition between collegiate universities, those folks aspiring to become professionals so that they too can kneel for your national anthem. That's right. They want to pay these guys a lot of money. One day. But you know what? That's fine. The guys are having fun. They're enjoying themselves. But don't come and cry to me that you got concussions after you got paid a couple $100,000 for beating the shit out of somebody else. I don't know on which verge of this shit doesn't add up any more than anything else. It's really, really, really becoming beyond annoying and very frustrating that everybody's crying and they just want more money. I'm sorry that you chose that profession in your life, but it wasn't like you didn't know beforehand that a lot of professional athletes, especially those that, lean on each other significantly, have a lot of problems later on in life. Some of them even walking, or they have bad backs. Wouldn't imagine, no matter how big of a helmet you had on, beating it against somebody else, for fun 12 times a year or 18 times a year for an hour, even though it is controlled and it's safe. Can't imagine that doing any long-term damage. Well, anyway, the Ohio State Buckeyes are going to play the Wisconsin Badgers Saturday night for the Big Ten, even though there's 16 teams or 14 teams. Is there 16? 14. Yeah, whatever. You get to 16, Notre Dame will join. But they're going to play the Wisconsin Badgers to see if they can win the Big Ten championship. Which last time they played the Wisconsin Badgers with a backup quarterback, they hung 59 points on them. And Cardale Jones, the legend of Cardale Jones, was born. Well, ESPN thinks if they win, that they're going to, the Buckeyes will play USC in the Fiesta Bowl in Tempe. Or not Tempe, but Glendale. Either way, it's Phoenix. It's sort of like most major metropolitan areas. It's a suburb of it. You just call it the same town. But the thing is that that would be 3 years in a row that Buckeyes came out here. There's market saturation. There's reason for bowl games. Bowl games are to reward the alumni and the staff for having a good season, to have somewhere in a warm climate to attract people to spend their money. Phoenix is a great place to spend your money, but there's a lot of Buckeyes fans here because we travel well. The Buckeyes travel well, but there's a time when there's a market oversaturation, and that used to be considered before years ago. However, now with the television market actually probably paying many more times than any share that the university, or therefore the conference, because the conference gets half of anything compensation package that they're provided for allowing their athletes to provide entertainment to us, I would imagine television trumps the gates, the food, all of it, significantly nowadays with the advertising market. And with that conclusion, I got to tell you something, folks. The crowd goes wild. decarlosdanger.com. Signing off. Have a good day, everybody. Leave me some feedback, like and share, and take care.